What is happening, YouTube? Carter here. I have got a video for you. Disclaimer, this is probably going to be pretty long, so unless you're really into Italian switchblades, maybe you don't want to watch it, maybe you want to watch a few minutes, I don't know, it's up to you. But I'm going to go through all my switchblades, every single one in my collection. I've collected these over years and years and years. I can't even remember how far back some of these go. I've had them for years and years. They've kind of been sitting there. They need to be oiled. Some of them have some patina on them, which is a shame. You know, such a shame. So I was going to take this opportunity to run through them with you, kind of show them off, let everybody see my entire Switchblade collection. The other disclaimer on this, I've kind of forgotten what some of these are, honestly. And I don't have records of them. I didn't keep a spreadsheet of all the switchblades that I've received. And I haven't looked at them in a long time either. So I'm going to kind of be discovering some of these. So excuse me if I get some wrong or I kind of stutter on what's what. But yeah, let's get started. There's a lot to go through. So here is a giant Batwing. I believe this is an AGA Campolin with horn scales right there. As you can see, so sad. I didn't even realize till I took these out. Massive patina on the bolsters. These should be crispy, shiny nickel, and instead they're kind of dull. And it's tough. Like I oiled them up, not as frequently as I should have, I guess, but I don't know what you do. So this was actually like a scratch and dent sale. I got this cheaper because these scales had kind of shrunk and pulled away. You can still kind of see it there. However, they've actually settled way better than when I bought them. They were really bad pulling up, and these were pretty pricey. So I went ahead and bought it, but the scales have actually settled pretty close to where they should be. So that's pretty cool. Let's open this up. Trying to do this on camera. This is one of my all-time favorite type of switchblade is the Batwing. I just love the shape of this. You can see, oh man, you can just see how kind of gross and dingy some of this is. It's such a shame. This is a lock back. So right here, lock it back, goes into place. This one's really cool. Like that one a lot. Let's do this guy here. What do we have here? We've got a safety button. This is limited edition 2013. I think this is a Frank B. It is a Frank B. And this is a picklock. So rather than sliding the bolster down, you actually physically pull this back. So this was pre-bolster lock. You pull this back with your finger, pick it, and you can close it. Once again, same thing as before. Horn bolsters on this are super dull as well. What a shame. What a shame. Here we have kind of a cool one. So this is gold plated. I don't think it's not actually gold. Or if it is, I got a hell of a deal on it. But gold colored, whatever they did, anodized it somehow. I'm not quite sure. Horn scales there, standard. This one's a little goofy though. It had a problem with locking out, so I adjusted it. And so now when it locks out, the blade kind of wobbles. This one is a bolster lock. So you push down this bolster and see how it basically just does that for you. Like it kicks that out for you, and you can see how the bolster doesn't snap back how it should. So this one has been monkeyed with a little bit. You can see how it like wobbles when it opens. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Here we've got, what do we have? This is AGA Campolin as well, 2014. This is a thick boy. You can see how thick the backlock or I guess the lock mechanism here, I forget the terms of everything and how thick the blade is. And man, sorry guys. These things are in such bad shape. I had no idea. Horn again on the scales. This is a picklock, but it has a much larger picklock with a cool, crisp blade. You can see right there, lightly stone washed. This one's really nice. I really like that one. One of my favorite ones. This one here, let's see, I think it's Frank B. Horn again, a lot of horn. This is Swinguard. See right there? Oh no, this is AKC is who made this. Really like the Swinguards. They're a lot of fun. It's a really cool mechanism, how it's just on the side there, and then all of a sudden you got a guard. Completely non-functional, of course. I mean, these knives are letter openers and collectibles and just kind of fun to play with. They're not really usable per se, or at least not these ones. There are some custom makers who make kind of classic style switchblades with modern materials, modern manufacturing, and they're a lot better, but these are kind of held together with brass pins, stainless steel, 440A, 440C, something like that. So, but really cool to look at. Here we've got acrylic scales on this one. Once again, these bolsters are dull. They are super dull. Beautiful acrylic bolsters though. Nice flat grind on this. Love those flat grinds. This is a Frank B. This is a Bolster Lock as well. This size, I always push for the larger ones, the 11-inch, the 18-inch, you know, the big ones, because I don't know, just seems more fun. But this 9-inch size, and by the way, the sizing of these switchblades are never accurate. You know, a 9-inch is never 9 inches, 11 inches never 11 inches. It's more of small, medium, large designation. But these ones are kind of the more classic in the movie size, and they snap so much quicker because they have less mass, and they just look really cool. I really should get some more of these. This is a beauty. This is a Frank B. Abalone scales, swing guard. You can see right there. Once again, dull bolsters. This one fires probably the hardest out of any that I have. Flat grind blade, Frank Beltrame, Frank B. Italy. See if we got a year on this. Limited edition, 2013. A lot of these were picked up around that time, so 9-10 years ago. But I've got some, I think, that are older, and then a few that are a little bit newer than that. Here's another AGA Fat Boy. I think I've got three of these. My favorite one is last. Horn scales, honey horn scales. This is the classic bayonet. Or no, this isn't AGA. This is Latrame. Waltz Classic. That's right. See, it's all coming back to me. This is one of my favorite ones. I always kind of thought that this was a Latrame as well, but this is AGA. Thick boy. These are fun. They're kind of... These are reproducing... Here's the deal with these. These Latrame Waltz Classics, they're trying to reproduce like the heyday of Italian switchblades when they were made really, really well and really higher quality, thicker stock, put together better. Ones like, you know, this represents more of the tourist knick-knack style, right? And here's what you come across more common. Thinner blade stock, thinner everything, not put together quite as well. And so this Waltz Classic was trying to reproduce kind of what the switchblades were before they became almost an icon or a tourist gift shop type thing is what these are for. Really like these ones. A lot of fun. Here is another swing guard. This one is not Frank B. No, it is Frank B. Another swing guard, bayonet blade, kind of standard. Horn again. Obviously, you can see I favor certain kinds. And here's another gold one. This one has rosewood, I believe, bolster lock, bayonet blade. This one does not have the problem of its bigger brother. This is the only, I favor horn. This is the only wood-handled switchblade that I own, I believe. So here's my favorite Waltz Classic Latrame. This is ram's horn scales. I love ram's horn scales. I used to hate how these were so chunky. I've kind of gotten used to it now, but still somewhat on the fence. Nope, sorry, this is AGA Campolin. I guess I've only got one Latrame Waltz Classic. Let's see how they compare width-wise. This one is a Picklock as well, and you can see how it's got a nice big surface area to pick that open. One of my favorites. You don't come across the ram's horn quite as often as the other materials. You can just see how cool it is. It's just so unique. Big old thick chunks of horn right there. Awesome stuff. Let's do this one. This is another pearl acrylic handled one. This is a bolster lock, but with a crisp blade. This one is AB, Italy. I forget what AB is. Bolster lock, pretty straightforward. And then we've got my big boy. This is my biggest one. This is a ring lock, which is a little bit different than all the other locks that I have. I'm going to try to open this up. It's going to be hard on camera. You got the horn on there. Really slow deploy, obviously. It's a big blade. This is AGA Campolin Inox, Italy. That just means stainless. Made in Italy. If you ever see inox or inox, that just means stainless in Italian. So this basically is different. It has a ring that you pull out that then, this is hard to do with one hand, and pull that out, and it's kind of like a lockback. You can see how this tab goes inside that groove. So very similar to a lockback, except it doesn't have a spring mechanism here. You manually pull it out with this ring. One thing that's unfortunate is this ring kind of sucks. You can see how it opens up from pulling on it, because you can never quite, if you pull it this way, it just pulls the ring open. So you try to pull it this way, but it kind of does that too. So kind of a pain. I wish this had a little spot weld on it. That would be super helpful, but a lot of fun. You can see how dull these bolsters are. Oh man, these used to shine. Like these nickel bolsters, these things would shine. And I know there's ways to sparkle these up. I may have to do that in the future, or just let them patina, let them be natural. I don't know. I'll decide later. But this is my biggest one. It is a massive thick boy. And then just for fun, we've got a Buck 110 automatic, which is just kind of cool. So this is actually made by Buck. This is not a conversion. Maintains the lockback. It's got a decently strong spring in it. It doesn't open all that quick though. It's got some resistance from this lockback here, kind of keeping it from sliding open. That is one of the benefits of a button lock on an automatic, is you get quicker deploy because you're not overcoming the spring tension on something like a lockback like this, because it's got a decent strength spring, but it just doesn't fly open. And you can see these bolsters too are just completely patinaed. And this is actually my newest out of all of these. This is the newest automatic. I know it's not an Italian Switchblade, but for some reason I keep it with those and kind of consider it, I guess, because of the rudimentary mechanism, and it's got kind of the bolstered classic look to it. For a long time, people would do conversions with the standard folding Buck 110. And eventually Buck just said, we'll make our own and we'll do it from factory. So that's what this is. Really cool knife, kind of iconic, and it's cool to have it as an automatic in my opinion. So, all right, that is all of my Switchblades. Now I need to get these oiled up, get them maintained, and put them back in storage to look at in another, I don't know, 5 years. We'll see. All right, guys, I hope if you stayed on this long, you somewhat enjoyed looking at all these Italian Switchblades. I appreciated having you here, and thanks for all your support, and you guys have a good day. See ya.